Good morning, everyone. This is Morgan Cook with Positively Osceola here for Positively Osceola's Daybreak Live. Happy Wednesday to you guys, and happy St. Patrick's Day. It is March 17th, 10:27 a.m. here on Positively Osceola. So excited for our Daybreak Live segment. This morning, we have Mr. Charlie Draper with Draper Law Office talking to us a little bit about his practice and the importance of pedestrian safety, something that is so important all over, but especially here in Osceola County, as recent reports have come in. So we're very excited to have him with us today to kind of touch base about why it's so important that we bring awareness to pedestrian safety. So give us a big thumbs up, hit the share button, hit the like button, comment below, and let me know who we have with us. I'm going to come on here as well and share this video so that everyone gets all the important information that they need, especially if they are a pedestrian or even just a driver here in Osceola County. It's very important that we spread this information. So like I said, let me know whenever you join us. Hit that thumbs up button. We're very excited to have Mr. Charlie. Hopefully you guys have had a wonderful morning so far, and you've had a wonderful work week, and you continue to have a great work week. So be sure to say hello whenever you hop on, and we will go ahead and get started with our Daybreak Live. All right, so at this time, we're going to go ahead and welcome Mr. Charlie with us. Good morning, Mr. Charlie. How are you?
I'm great, and thank you for having me as your guest.
No, absolutely. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us for our Daybreak Live. We're so excited to have you with us today. You are such a wonderful community partner and such an asset here in Osceola County. So we always love having you a part of our Positively Osceola shows. To get us started, though, tell us what area of law you practice and what got you in the field of law.
Yes. I can't remember what got me in the field of law, but I grew up in the era with Perry Mason, and I suppose that influenced me. Mm-hmm. I graduated from law school at State University of New York at Buffalo, practiced there from 74 to 84. And then since 1984, I've practiced in Central Florida, primarily Kissimmee, when my wife and I moved down here. Mm-hmm. So in terms of what we do, our practice offers two primary practice areas. One is personal injury, mm-hmm. and wrongful death. That primarily includes automobile accidents, pedestrian accidents, slip and falls, trip and falls, and occasional dog bite. The other part of the practice, we have Linda Grzinski handling family law matters exclusively. That would be divorce, child custody, alimony, visitation, things of that nature. And so we try to stay focused on those two areas so that we remain updated on the laws that are ever changing. So anyway, that's about Draper Law Office, and we've been here since 1984.
Right, absolutely. Like you mentioned, since 1984, that's been a long time, but you've been privileged to see the city grow over the years. And unfortunately with that, that means the roads have become more dangerous over the years as well, especially for pedestrians. You recently joined with Bike Walk Central Florida, which administers Operation Best Foot Forward. Talk to us about what Operation Best Foot Forward is and why it's so important to join this initiative.
Yeah, Best Foot Forward is new to me, but it is so needed in our community. I mean, it's clear that according to most national statistics, unfortunately, Florida is the #1 state for pedestrian deaths. In 2019, there was over 700 pedestrian deaths. Wow. in the state of Florida. And unfortunately, the Orlando, Sanford, and Kissimmee area rank as the most dangerous places in the nation for pedestrian fatalities. It has increased 45% over the past 10 years.
Right.
The Orlando metro area deaths in the last 10 years have been 740. And we see that the older population, and 75 and above, seems to be ranked as the highest category. But those individuals 60 or 50 and above also are in that next category. So it's, these are shocking and alarming statistics, and one that the community has to get involved with,
Right.
invest in, and take ownership. So that was my introduction to Best Foot Forward. Emily Hanna is a lovely lady, very tenacious, a great leader, and she has shared with us a number of their initiatives that they've taken to try to minimize
Right.
this problem. I mean, it's not a pandemic, but the numbers are so alarming
Right.
that we can't ignore them.
Absolutely. Now, like you stated, the report came out and it said Orlando, Kissimmee, Sanford areas were the most dangerous for pedestrians in the country, which is, like you said, shocking when it comes to that, especially when it's right in our back door. So what can residents of our county do to improve this report?
I think that become more aware of and respect each other. And by that, I mean, I'm talking about motorists, drivers, as well as pedestrians. Okay. An increase, there are probably several causes for this increase. Number one, there's driver inattention. I mean, most drivers respond to red lights or stop signs, but not so much as crosswalk signs. And so that is a problem where drivers are just, it's kind of like the motorcyclists. They only see one headlight and it just doesn't register.
Right.
So I think driver distraction is another potential cause. Certainly speed is. If you think about it, a vehicle traveling even 20 miles an hour is going to cause either a serious injury or death. Whereas if you were in a vehicle, another vehicle surrounded by metal, you're not going to be, or you may not be injured as seriously.
Right.
So I think also there's pedestrian responsibility as well. I think that there's pedestrian distraction. I mean, I often think of, people, when I go shopping at Publix, and I watch people as they leave the store, and it's not uncommon to have one arm around their bag of groceries and the other in their cell phone, not watching where they're going.
Right.
And so there's a responsibility on both sides. As I mentioned, speed, I think, is a problem. Utilizing crosswalks. Pedestrians need to utilize crosswalks.
Absolutely.
And they have to do it in a safe way also. Just because you're in the crosswalk doesn't mean that you have the right of way.
Right.
You do, for example, if there's if you're on a roadway that allows a speed limit of 25, 30 miles an hour, if you're in a crosswalk, you can't step out into the street and expect a car that's 10 yards away to stop. I mean,
Absolutely.
so it's awareness on both sides. And it's another example is jaywalking. If there is a crosswalk nearby, the pedestrian is obligated to use that crosswalk and to look both ways as well.
Right.
And so the numbers are alarming, and we have to find solutions. And the solutions are not only with drivers, but pedestrians, but also in with cities and counties and how you design your roadways and your alternative bike paths and so forth. So we have to be able to offer. And in this pandemic, there's a lot of people who either don't drive, have lost their vehicles, lost their jobs, and become pedestrians, as well as the people who do drive, and there's a lot of collateral angst because of the pandemic. People have lost their jobs. People are unable to pay their rent. And so there's a lot of build-up anxiety in the community, and speed is a main factor why people are injured. And so distraction and speed is a deadly force. So you might be right, but you could be dead right. And so that's not good. So what we try to do is we've seen an increase, believe it. We try to assist our clients by answering any questions they may have,
right,
and helping them through the process of claims. That includes making sure medical bills get paid, any lost wages get reimbursed, prescriptions, and compensation for their pain and suffering. So we assist them in all aspects of their claim and let them focus on getting well. So that's what we try to do at our office. So.
Yes, sir. Now we have a video from an interview held with Emily Hannah, which you mentioned. She's with Bike Walk Central Florida. We're going to play that now to give our audience another understanding of how important this issue is here in our county.
Why is this, do you think, happening right now? Such an increase in pedestrian crashes.
Well, Emily educated me. I have known for quite some time that pedestrian fatalities, pedestrian injuries have been skyrocketing, and Emily informed me that the Central Florida still is the worst place for pedestrians in terms of safety, and a lot of that is the pedestrians themselves. Most of it is distracted drivers, speeding drivers. This pandemic has brought on a whole bunch of collateral issues that we really don't usually think of, but Emily informed me that she is doing a great job up in the Orlando and Sanford area in redesigning really the bike path, the walkways, where it can accommodate pedestrian traffic. And so it's so important, because you don't want to be the pedestrian that gets hit, and you certainly don't want to be the driver that hits the pedestrian. And so we all have to be alert. We have to look for more than stop lights and stop signs. We have to recognize crosswalks and respect the right of the pedestrian. And likewise, pedestrians just can't dart out. So I think it's a community thing, and Emily is doing such a great job in educating our public. So thank you.
Alrighty, so if we have one more question for you, Mr. Charlie. If someone finds themselves in an unfortunate situation involving the dangerous roads, what should they do in that time?
I'm not sure I understand the question. What should they do if they're injured, or how can the citizens go about helping with designing better roads?
Yes, sir. I feel like if someone was, if something was to happen, what should they do if they were injured?
Okay. First thing they need to do is contact the local law enforcement to do an investigation, and then obviously seek medical attention.
Yeah.
That's first and foremost. In Florida, Florida is a no-fault state, which means that if you're injured by a vehicle, hit by a vehicle, then you're entitled to up to $10,000 in compensation for medical bills and lost wages. And if there is bodily injury coverage on the vehicle that is at fault, there is coverage for pain and suffering. And if there's also, if there's uninsured motorist coverage, that's for compensation for if the other vehicle has no bodily injury coverage or doesn't have a sufficient amount. So then after, seeking medical attention, they should probably contact an attorney and help get any questions answered, because there's a lot, this is foreign to a lot of people.
Absolutely. What
their rights are. And so an attorney handling these types of cases would be the perfect call. I mean, because you'll be contacted by adjusters. Those are professionals who work for the insurance company. They're not in it to help you. So by all means, contact an attorney. Do not give a recorded statement over the phone to anyone until you've talked to an attorney. So.
Yes, sir. Now, if someone's looking for more information about Draper Law Office, or maybe get in contact with you, how can they do so? Okay,
either by phone at 407-846-0075, or you can go to our website, draperlawoffice.com, and learn more about our team to help you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Charlie, for joining us this morning. Thank you so much for going above and beyond when it comes to being a part of the community. You are such a staple here in Osceola County, and we're so thankful to have you and actually just care about an issue that is so, so important. Like I said, right in our back door. So we appreciate you here in Osceola County and appreciate all that you do here within our community. So thank you so much for joining us, and we look forward to having you back here soon on Positively Osceola.
Thank you. Be well and be safe.
You too. Yes, sir. Just sign off this morning. This is Morgan with Positively Osceola here with Mr. Charlie Draper with Draper Law Office. And together we're making a positive difference in